Hello and welcome to my Let's Play After the Empire. It's a very good strategy game and we begin with expert mode on an immense map. Seed can be random, pick a number, for example 9999.
I am the first machine. Certificate authority.
We take the fast starting territories. Those have some strong neighbors but also some weak. It depends on the ranks they have. Here this is strange 1, strange 2 and this is strange 3. The position isn't that good. I want something like this. Or not, no. How is that? That's better. I can take this, and then this. It's about flanking. On this side you can take this, and then this. Yes, then we change the name. And then this is the most important thing of the game. We have to set our civilization. There are 3 different kinds of rows of economy buildings. The first one is guilds, the second one is trade routes, and the third one is pilgrimages. There are no bonus to handicaps for civic buildings, but the same as we do for military. We have fleet, we have crypto, and we have glory. I go for cryptic, and then I choose to take automatically faction archetype. And let's have a look. This one isn't that bad. It hates fleet buildings. This is this row. It hates foundries. That's this. And it hates civilization buildings. That's this. Also there's a column. Column civilizations, wealth and authority. And for military we have offensive, aggressive, we have balanced, and we have defensive. We are going for offensive crypto. Therefore is this good. Rewards factors progress. That's this. This is very good. This says rendezvous. This is this building. Crypto buildings and wealth buildings. That's possible. We have nowhere. I'm quite next about it. It's rather worse if some building is red and green at the same time, then it's yellow. Can be seen on the right upper corner that there is a little green triangle and they are red. And if you hover there, it says your religion doesn't want this building. We won't build these buildings, but time after time. We want a second. We don't want a fleet. We will build some buildings, but we don't want to have fleet. So the malus for fleet, and we want crypto, and it's this. Balance, no, we want offensive. No, balanced we want, because factors are very strong then, so we take balanced. And a second, we don't want to defend. So offensive building has got some push. Then we want to build wealth buildings, and as you see there's +2. It already has some bonus building, and we want this. Therefore it's already right. This is +2, +1 and 0. This we won't build. It's also red, and this we could build, but it's very expensive. After we can start any click and play.
2 milliseconds ago.
That's our system. Chuck Guyver, it has 3 ranks, and let's have a look to the neighbors. We are at war with other nations automatically if we have an opposing culture or religion. Cultural difference causing an unavoidable war, this mindset. Here the same culture. With this we are at peace. So I click here on ambition. I will explain it later. And we have some rebel forces. This is when I declare a fleet war. Then I have 8% rebel force strength. But I don't want this. And if the holy war is 4%, and if you click with right click on the crypto, it only gives 2% rebel strength. But I want to conquer this fast, so I will. Okay, this makes no sense. I will take this this automatically, this manual. Now also very important, the pattern how and what's building. On expert you can take one pattern for all. And we want the green buildings. And this one, this. Let's have a look. Culture rendezvous is. Where's rendezvous? That's this. That we have. Crypto buildings we have, and wealth building we have now. And this optifiers, vectors and data banks, that's also again this row. We get then a bonus after time for this. So that's our building pattern, but we also take universities and border marches. And the number right below is the income share, what is shared for this building. So actual, I don't invest as a 0 for ateliers, but one of the shares, how many shares do I have? I have 9 income shares, as you can see. It makes no sense to build everything, and there's also some auto progress coupled to wealth buildings. This will explain later. Then let's have a look on state. Taxes will be subtracted from the income and can then be distributed by current governments. This will explain later. I set it to 0, but therefore I take more money from this kind and from this kind and from this kind. Total militaries, auto buildings, wealth buildings. I will build more military buildings and civic buildings. Now I have set border marches and universities. Let's take border marches multiplied by 3. This is extra income, and it won't be subtracted from the income of territories. That is what taxes do. And here is the rebel force. This will be now percent, but I will have 15% from this. This is because of the state what I made. Oh, and then forgetting to build some fleet and some glory buildings. I will only build the balanced, but I will explain this later. Then we have technology. On the one side we can buff one type of a building, and with conform it takes the pattern from other buildings. So we won't tech building, we won't have at much. Then we have different kind of deeper pairs. They all have some bonuses. And if I hover over the magnifying glass, I see this has 22% and Path of Night has 50%. But this is difficult because I like military ambitions at the ocean line, and income, yes, that's nice, but not the main reason. GP is also not nice, and now I stay with passive oceans, and I will expand more in this region. And we have Farlook. Then we see Passive Light, it's in the mid. Now 100%, wandering away 50% and 33 and so on. Oceans is in the middle, between center and water, and Passive Night is the border. But there are, moment, I have to scroll in. Here we have gates. This is connected with this. I can send troops through this. Other side, it would be stronger to have all the border provinces and flank to the nations inside. And history is nothing written yet, and this will have later some priority. Then we have a story, the objective, what we have, and here this will have not the maximum possible because I built fleet buildings and I gain levels if I don't build these buildings. Here I gain levels when I build buildings. That's what buildings. Let's have look in Crypto Warfare. We could sabotage buildings. It reduces the effectiveness of those buildings, and I will only sabotage military buildings. So okay, go to political again, and then okay, I've set here my ambition, and we can go on with space. You can pass and on pass, and we see here numbers that are rising. This is Glory War, and now it's over 100%, and will reduce civilizations by 1. Civilizations are gained through buildings amount. 32 buildings means, so civilizations means I have 32 buildings there, and this is starting with 3, and starting with 1 ring only gives 10 base. But now we can move on. We can look if we are the faction leader in sieging, and we must continue this fight. So because Under the Stars could steal us away. Now it's ours. Now let's have a look at there. There are 3 forces. I will take all my fleets, and now I fight this. And I'm first. I made fleet buildings on, it costs 8% rebelled, but with that I'm also faster to become siege leader. Only the siege leader becomes the star when civilizations hit null. And we can move on. I take this away, and this we want can steal, or we are not at a war, so we haven't built up some percents. So what take next? This I have 3 borders, and the military buildings, they act, if you as you can see, the red lines only to the border provinces. Dev goes only also get to the next sector, and yes, I will take then right click on this, and I declare what the best glory and crypto is mine now, and it's raising. Here's building. That's a hard fight, but it's mine. 110%. I can take away my ambition. So if we have a look on the fleet, so there, fleet, it can be seen that crypto and glory are coming from these provinces or stars. Well, it's mainly a military game, so to conquest much. So we could have luck and steal this province. We aren't the siege leader, we are only number 4, but with ambitions, and we have stolen it. Let's have better look. This is also besieged high, 44%, 40%. It has 70%. I will claim this. I was in the wrong start. And also have stolen this system. For each 100% of the different war styles, the civilization dropped by 1. And after 10 turns, also 10 AEs, it will increase by another 1. So we declare this and also this, because we also want to steal this again. But this wasn't successful. Let's take then this. That's 4 stars. This could be probably. Let's take this and then flank into there. And Xenon is besieged. Now I can set a defensive stronghold with right click and take it away from the homestar, also the government grants. Citadels produce defensive numbers, and they are distributed among all defensive strongholds. So if I have only one stronghold, then only death from this all stars will concentrate on this one system. And when I have 2, then it's only 50%, and so on. And Grand Government, that's the income you have through this or taxes, and this put them to the system now. I hope I will resist them, but let's look here. Yeah, we have a chance to become the leader. That was close again, but we have it. Now we can flank. It was best to flank. Here he said defensive. That's his home star. Let's take this. An ambition comes from water marches. And by the time the ambition becomes very strong, the greater you become. I guess I will teach there. and once I've taken the system, it will decrease the siege progress and the neighboring provinces. So when I get, for example, Blue it will drop the Xenon. We are the leader, and has dropped. Now it's easy because we flagged this province. 1, 2, 3 stars. Yes, it raises very fast. There's no need if you're sure you are the siege leader. Oh, we get this. That's nice. Let's have a look on history. If we hover over our territory, we see how good we are. And if you hover over the enemy, you see the enemy. Well, you can sort the military buildings, economic buildings, possessions, authority, victory points, and total income. Total income is probably or military buildings the most important number. Now under the stars, we take also glory war against them. It's always against the whole nation. You cannot set a type of war only to 1 star. Ambitions, yes, but not the type of war. This is a 3 rank star. This makes it harder to attack, but it goes now fast. When we have look at the number, we see besieged for 8 seconds. Fleets, this siege is minus 2. There is no one. When we possess, we see now besieged for 10 seconds, we get minus 1 civilization per turn. And this we will also take. Now we are the next. This seems to me pretty hard. He is pretty great. Also great. Here we have Mina. We don't have war, so let's get fast some siege leader position, and we have it. Yes, ambition I go away. You can, if you take more positions. Oh, I haven't seen this. Whew, that was close. Yes, this is ours. What next? Here, this one. To become this was close, but I got it. 6. It is great, but they will lose very fast. So you can also see the effect of sabotage. If you have a look on, for example, factors, you can see sabotage penalty null per null point 29. That's about 5%. This should be higher normally. Here, threaten this if it has a high number. We defend this, and now if your empire becomes greater, this is very hard to sort them. You can sort them by siege state, grants, and shields. Outlook is pretty safe now. They have 20, 15, 20. I take away the income and the siege. 33 is also pretty safe, and this is also pretty safe. Now all death gets this and is safer now. Oh, now I've forgotten where I have set. Oh, here I've set my ambition. Let's steal this. And fleet buildings causes that there is more pirates, rebels in this province, and glory counts double for leadership position. So these are easier to steal provinces. This is ours. This is practically unsieged. Ambition goes anywhere. So I take this first, because it has the highest besieging. So defensive costs, if you look, can we see these rebels? No, we can't see this. We can't see how much trouble they cause in other systems. There's no chance. But we have sabotage. We could also reduce the shares that we only. For example, we don't fight with fleets much. Fleet, I have to take the row. With fight and left click, you can increase and decrease. Now I'm only sabotaging crypto and glory buildings. And further, there are three kinds of income. There are trade routes, pilgrimages is bigger, and guilds is the smallest. And you get shares the amount of buildings you have there. So I get the most of it. Here also, here, yes. It doesn't make sense to develop anything you don't have some bonuses. For example, we have +2 on the screen again, and this means we have 3 building cost divider from possessions, that's standard, 1 divider from industry, and 1 divider from efficient. And then the stands 6,000 base divided by 5 building cost divider. So it costs, as you can see, 1,200. And buildings I don't like, the -2, they have only 1 is the minimum, and you can see it costs the base cost. Base cost is level multiplied 1000. This was the first part, and I will show you more the next. Ciao!